rappers are leaking new evidence relating to Tupac Shakur still being alive in 2024, as it all started when Suge Knight would tweet, "This little guy is responsible for the passing of Tupac." Then just a few days later, a tweet would share, "I've been quiet for too long. First month of 2024, I will be announcing what's really going on with Tupac Shakur," as this tweet came from an anonymous account, making many believe that Suge Knight is revealing the truth through several Twitter accounts at different dates. Suge Knight has been standing on his word from 2 decades ago, where he would share in an interview, and I quote, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how someone can turn from doing so well to doing bad."
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I would say this, Pac, you never know.
However, what's weird about this is that Tupac was supposedly in a deep sleep when he got to the hospital. So how in the world would he and Suge Knight be laughing if he was sleeping? However, when you look at his 2008 interview from Suge Knight, he still said the exact same thing, saying that Tupac was alive and well.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
They love me.
However, the craziest part was, after that 2008 interview, Suge Knight stayed quiet about Tupac for around 8 years straight, as only a month after that 2008 interview, he almost lost his life at a nightclub when a man used a firearm in his direction. At the time, Suge Knight was hesitant to tell the police anything, as he believed that it was all connected to him talking about Tupac still being alive. Now, this is very similar to a man named Tretch in 2010, as the rapper named Tretch was interviewed on the topic of Tupac before his show. Tretch and Tupac were very close friends way back in the day. They even worked on a few albums together, but here's where things get interesting. After Tretch's interview, the cameraman forgot to stop recording, and he placed his camera on the floor. In the footage, you can hear the interviewer asking Tretch about Tupac, to which Tretch responds, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Is Pac still alive? Nobody knows.
Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. We good. Thanks a lot, man.
We good.
Last time I saw him, he was in church, man.
As Tretch waited for the camera to go on the floor before speaking on what he has heard about Tupac still being alive, as he knew the situation that Suge Knight got himself into, so he didn't want to say it on camera. But the craziest part was, only a few months after Tretch's interview, a video was then released from a news website showing a video of Tupac supposedly chilling in a parking lot inside of Cuba.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back. He's trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
However, Suge Knight's son, Suge Knight Jr., didn't really care what almost happened to his father at that nightclub, as in 2018, Suge Knight Jr. took it to Instagram to state that Tupac was alive and well and living in Malaysia. He would then post another photo to Instagram showing a text conversation where someone texted him, "You said too much, it's time for you to go." In that moment, Suge Jr. began panicking, and then he started posting several photos of Tupac alongside modern-day celebrities such as 50 Cent and Beyonce. He made it seem like someone was going after him for leaking all of this info, as even on the photo with Tupac and Beyonce, he captioned it, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon," making many get worried for his safety. Some believe that it was just a publicity stunt for Suge Knight Jr. to gain social media clout, as when you connect all of that evidence to the new police reports of how Tupac allegedly passed, you can really start to see the truth to the situation, as the police recently arrested a man named Keefe D in connection to this crime.
For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D, of Tupac Shakur. Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our section to get to where we are today.
As on September 7th, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with the head of his record label named Suge Knight. The two were off to the MGM Grand to watch a Mike Tyson match, as after it was over, they spotted an op inside of the lobby.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
As security would end up breaking up the altercation between Tupac, Suge Knight, and the ops, so Tupac and Suge would go back to their hotel to change, and then they would go off to a club for later on in the night. As at around 11 p.m., the two began heading over to the club where things would go down in the street.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled down.
It was a real mystery on what truly happened in this situation for well over a decade. However, just recently, everything would quickly change, as the police investigated a concerning interview by a man named Keefe D on DJ Vlad's show. As during the interview, it begins with Keefe D detailing the moments of finding Tupac and pulling up on him.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. We was going to go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He was hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
As this was breaking information that he was sharing, as the Tupac case has been silent for over a decade. So DJ Vlad would want proof that this is all real on what he's sharing. So Keefe D would share a never before seen police interrogation that he had several years ago.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window.
However, the craziest part was, he would announce later on in the interview how the inside of the car moments were, how he made eye contact with Suge Knight while the situation was going down in the middle of the street, as he would also reveal that the entire altercation only occurred because Tupac was reaching for his firearm.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car,
that's what happened,
started at Tupac and Suge.
As during the police's interrogation, they also found Keefe D's reaction to the Tupac passing, which would go on to show his true emotion.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. I really do, man. Because if a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happen. Probably to God. I feel they should, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. Wish it never happened, dude. You know what I'm saying? I lost my Colombian plug. You know what I'm saying? Been having the feds up for 15 years. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't catch a break, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I did time behind.
After further investigation from the police, they would also find some information on Snoop Dogg, as Snoop Dogg was also on a podcast in the year 2023, as Snoop would go on to reveal that he was actually supposed to be in the vehicle with Tupac and Suge Knight on this night of the crime.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.